Hey, in this video we're going to be taking the top 3 ranking VPNs in 2021 and compare them side by side to find out which one is right for you, your family, or your business. These 3 companies that are usually ranked the highest on review websites and I personally use on a daily basis are Expressvpn, Nordvpn, and Surfshark. Now, because we're talking about the top here, the creme de la creme, so to speak, you're going to get great results no matter which VPN service provider you choose. So let's start with the similarities. For speed, security, anonymity, changing your geolocation, and unlocking access to otherwise restricted content, all 3 will do perfect. The way that they function is also very similar. Let's have a look at the apps side by side. All 3 provide you with 2 simple options. 1. Select the country or the server you wish to connect to. 2. Connect. It's really all that simple. The rest of the heavy lifting hard work happens at the server side of things. And you have one extra option, which is to change the protocol. Now usually you don't need to touch this setting, but sometimes adjusting it can help you get better speeds. And these apps both work and look almost identically on your computer. But each has its own advantage, and that's what we're gonna get into next, starting with Expressvpn. Now, if we're comparing the mountain top of VPNs, then Expressvpn is the mountain peak. And if you search the term top VPN in Google, you'll see that it comes up on top. And this is confirmed by such tech giants such as CNET, TechRadar, The Verge, Tom's Guide, and much more. I like to think of Express as the Apple product of VPNs, which pays meticulous attention to detail, quality, and security. If you're at all serious about your security, then you should know there's 3 kinds of servers. Hard drives and SSDs, which hold onto your data until it is later on overwritten, and the latest and greatest RAM servers, which are not only faster, but also don't hold onto your data for any longer than you're actually using it. Even though all 3 of those types of servers are secured with military-grade encryption, Express just took that extra little step just to be sure. Couple that with a no-log policy and a company registered in the country which does not require any data retention, nor are they obliged to give out any client information, and I'd say the security is top-notch. Other than security, Expressvpn also excels in app support. I mean, like really, there's an app for everything. Sure, all VPNs provide apps for your mobile devices and for your computer, but VPN goes out and takes it a whole step further. In their app drawer, you'll find support for Linux, Chromebook, Amazon's Fire TV, and Kindle, but the best app in my opinion is the Router app, which deserves its own mention. You see, as great as Expressvpn is, it only offers you 5 simultaneous connections. But if you would install the app on the router and then connect all your devices to said router, it would use up only 1 of those simultaneous connections. There are, however, some things to note. Not all of these routers are compatible, and the one that your internet service provider gave you probably won't work. But if you don't want to go through the trouble of finding a compatible router and then installing an app on it to make it work, Expressvpn actually sells a pre-configured router on their website. Now that's a premium feature. Equally important, if you value your time, is support. And these guys have a support button on every single page of the website. And the response time is in seconds. Regardless of whether you're a paying customer or just shopping around. Or maybe you just feel lonely because of the pandemic and want somebody to talk to. I don't know how much they'll be able to help you in that regard, but at least you'll be talking to a live human, unlike some companies which prefer their bots to do the talking for them. Looking at you, Nordvpn. Nobody wants to battle a support chat bot in order to find the right answers in order to get you to the support agent and then at the end be put into a queue until finally somebody answers. But after that, Nord is okay. Surfshark, by the way, is also pretty good, with an occasional queue here and there. So if having only 5 simultaneous connections does not bother you, then Expressvpn is a solid choice in 2021. They are one of the most expensive on the list, but if price is not an obstacle for you, then you'll be investing into ease of mind and security. And also check out the link in the description below because I'm going to be updating it with the latest offers, and sometimes you can get a really good discount. One last thing to mention is speed. I believe how fast you perceive your internet to be is measured in ping with milliseconds rather than download speeds in megabits. The feeling of fast and snappy internet is measured by how fast you can connect to a server and receive back a website, and not by the speed at which to download a single file. The function of a VPN in this scenario is to remain unnoticed and not to introduce any unwanted milliseconds, which could slow down your internet experience. I'm happy to say that Expressvpn did a really good job, adding about 2 to 5 milliseconds at most. Surfshark didn't do so well in this scenario, adding about 20 to 30 milliseconds of delay. Nordvpn did okay, adding about only 10 seconds of latency. Now let's talk about the download speeds, and spoiler alert, crowd goes to Nordvpn. disclaimer here, finding out the true speed of your VPN is not as simple as just running some Wi-Fi speed test and calling it a day. There are a lot of bottlenecks to consider. First off, your internet service provider might not even give you a full gigabit of speed to begin with. Then your router might be limited to about 700 megabits or so, and the chipset on your phone might also be limited to maybe 300 megabits per second. Testing in these environments will not give you the true speed of your VPN. If you're serious about getting the best internet speeds, you need cables running directly from your router to your machine. With that in mind, I ran some speed tests. I ran these speed tests multiple times in optimal conditions and averaged out the results, and tried all available protocols to try max out the speed. Please also note that these are the fastest servers located probably closest to me. Nordvpn has a P2P server which has really great speeds, and Expressvpn is not far behind. Surfshark on the other hand was not very consistent and the ping also varied. When it came to upload speeds, all three were pretty much identical, so Nordvpn took the lead, averaging at about 850 megabits. On second place, Expressvpn reached up to 650 megabits, it's not bad. And in third place, Surfshark was all over the place, ranging from 300 to 600 megabits. So if you are into downloading and torrenting and want the fastest speed, no compromise, then NordVPN is the answer for you. They even have a special torrenting profile. But if you want to just chill and watch some Netflix, remember that a 4K film requires only about 30 megabits per second to stream? I'd also like to commend Nord for the interface. I mean sure, design is a personal preference, but I'm a visual kind of guy, and I really like to see where I'm connecting to. I also did the fact that you have a download speed and browsing presets if you're not really concerned in which country you're located. Also you have an Onion over VPN and P2P, the specialty servers. And even though it's not as minimal as Expressvpn or Surfshark, I think it's not overly complicated. NordVPN gives you 6 simultaneous connections, and I think they did that just to one-up Expressvpn just a little bit. Just like with Express, you can get a router to bypass that simultaneous device limitation. However, Nord doesn't have a dedicated app. You have to go into the settings of the router and change the preference files in order to change your location. And that is Nord in a nutshell. If you want a very fast and capable VPN that has very few compromises and is slightly cheaper than Expressvpn, then it's a great alternative. Honestly, choosing between the two is kinda difficult, so let me try to sum it up. Do you need a router? Is uncompromised security on the top of your priorities? And if you want the best, no matter the cost, for a snappy and responsive internet, then it's Expressvpn. If, however, download speeds are your priority and a complete anonymity while browsing the deep web, all along while saving a couple bucks in the process, then I would go with NordVPN. And speaking of savings, check out the link in the description below for some coupons and deals. And this perfectly has set the stage for our next VPN on the list, Surfshark. The main reason why you would want to go with Surfshark is the price. Yes, it is a budget VPN, but don't let the price fool you, as it is very capable. Yes, they are the new kid on the block, but everything they lack in features, they make up in discounted prices, especially if you want to get the long annual subscription. They've only been around for 2 years now, so that means they haven't had the chance to accumulate all the features that other VPNs have. But that also means that if you invest into the 2-year annual subscription plan now, you're going to see those updates roll out in the future for free. And the main feature of this VPN, drumroll please, unlimited connections. That's right, unlimited, not 5, not 6, but unlimited, literally. With Surfshark, you don't need an extra router to bypass those device limitations, and in fact, if you trust your family and friends with password credentials, you can even share it with them. That pretty much concludes our list, so let's recap. If price is the most important thing for you, then Surfshark is the way to go. Just like the others, it will allow you to watch Netflix, unblock content, and even do decent downloading. If you want to step it up a notch, then NordVPN will give you the fastest speeds available. And if you're serious about security and value your time, then you won't find anything better than Expressvpn. As I previously mentioned, in the description below you'll find links to all the special offers that I found. Clicking one of those links helps me to create more content like this for you, and in return you will get a best possible discount. It's a win-win. This has been Nick, and if you found this video comprehensive and helpful, give me a like and maybe consider subscribing for more content like this. Cheers.